In this video, we're going to be talking about lateral pelvic tilts, why they happen, what to do about it, and some exercises in order to address it, and also some of the compensations that are associated with it. Because a lot of times when it comes to a lateral pelvic tilt, people just think about stretching certain muscles because they don't understand why it happens in the first place. Hi, I'm Alex Effer, founder of Resilient Training and Rehab, and I've helped thousands of coaches and clinicians get better and more consistent results with their clients. Let's get into it. So when we're thinking about lateral pelvic tilt, let's focus on the right side. It's important to understand why this happens, and it's not to do with tight muscles. It has everything to do with how somebody shifts their center of mass from side to side and how the body stops itself from falling over. So let me explain. So we have a right pelvic tilt. So we have a hip hike on the right side. That's also going to be associated with a right shoulder that drops down. So you'll see a side bend happen through the rib cage. So you'll see that the arm will move away from the body, and you'll see that the rib cage will start to move toward the center. The reason why this happens, before we start to get into the individual joints and the things that's missing, is because the pelvis is turning towards the left. And so when that happens, just think I'm getting this push from the left going towards the right. So if I'm getting pushed from the left going over towards the right, I'm now going on the outside edge of that right foot. In order for me to push back against the left side, I need internal rotation of the hip, and I need the foot's ability to pronate or turn inwards. That's going to allow me to push back against that right side. If I don't have that motion at the hip or at the foot, then I'm going to have to use it some other way. And that's going to be happening from the hip hiking up, because I'm going to be pushing myself back towards the center and pushing myself back to the left. So the hip is going to hike up, the knee is going to cave in, the foot's going to dump in, I'm going to side bend through the rib cage, and I'm going to round that right shoulder forward. All of these are happening because the pelvis is turning towards the right. That's pushing me outside of my base of support. I want to always go back in that base support, otherwise I'm going to fall over. And so I'm going to do these kind of strategies like these hip hikes in order to push me back towards the middle. That's because, again, I don't have internal rotation or hip extension in order to push myself back towards the left. So it's very different than this muscle's tight, that muscle's tight, because that's going to be reactionary. I'm going to use the muscles to try to push me back towards the center, because otherwise I'm going to fall over. And my priority as a system is to make sure that I'm grounded and to make sure that I have stability. So all of these types of compensations associated with a lateral pelvic tilt or a hip hike are going to be associated with how can I bring my center of mass back towards the middle, and how can I push back against the left side. So we're going to talk about some exercises now that are going to be associated with restoring this lateral pelvic tilt by understanding that this is a center of mass game and a joint position game, nothing to do with the muscles being tertiary or very low down the list. So for the first exercise, we're going to do a half get up. The reason why I like this is that there's many different components to this half get up. First, by having the foot out towards the side, by having the knee out towards the side, that's going to give me better access to the inside part of my foot. As I mentioned, this right hip hike is happening because I'm shifting so far on the outside of my right foot that I need to hike the hip up and side bend to push me back on the inside of the foot. So by bringing my leg out towards the side, I'm now going to have better access to push on the inside part of the foot. So now I can push myself better towards that left side. Because the pelvis is turned towards the right, I need to start turning it back towards the left. So the half get up is going to force me to push down the inside arch of my foot and reach across my body to create this rotation towards the left, which is going to inherently improve that internal rotation going through the right leg and the internal rotation going through my shoulder so I don't have to side bend so much. So what I should start to see is by doing this kind of movement, I should start to see this shoulder start to lift up a little bit and this right leg getting a bit longer versus clamping down all the time, because I'm teaching my body how to push back against the left side. So I like to use this in a warm-up to restore some motion, or during the strength component of the program where I like to reinforce the certain position on that right side. I may do it in the warm-up just on the right side, but during the program itself, I would do it on the right side and then slightly different on the left. So now that we've taught the body how to push off the right side, we're going to reinforce that, but now teach the left side how to be able to accept force. Because what I don't want to happen is I don't want to push myself over towards the left, and now the left hip has to hip hike to stop itself from falling over. Instead, I want more of a rotation, so I'm going back in towards that left heel. So what I'm going to do is a left foot elevated lateral lunge from the right to the left. I have my left foot on the box. That's going to naturally put me more on that right side. By putting myself more on this right side, I now have more weight to push myself over towards the left. And by also having this left side elevated, it allows me to sink into more hip flexion, which is naturally going to open up the back part of the hip, which is exactly what I want. If I open up the back part of the hip, I'm going to shift my weight back towards my heel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up with the dumbbell slightly into the center of my body, and I'm going to start with a little bit more weight over top of this right leg. I'm going to make sure my knees are nice and bent, nice and loose. I don't want them hyperextended. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to think about the left side's pushing me towards the right. So now I have to push myself against it and push off the inside arch of that right foot as I go over top of that left leg. I'm then going to stay here, take a big breath in, breathe out, push. And now when I push, I'm not going to go up like a rainbow. I'm going to stay down like a speed skater. So now I'm over top of this right leg. I'm going to pretend again I'm getting this push from the left and I'm pushing back against it into that left side. So what you should start to see is that right knee is not going to be twisted out like that. The left knee is not coming in. If the left knee was coming in, it means I'm not going over top of that left leg enough. If the right leg is turning out, it means I'm not pushing off the inside edge of the foot, or as I push, I'm coming up. You can see as I come up, my knee is going to start to twist out. So I want to stay low as I push myself over top of that left leg. So this left leg stays active, that right leg always stays active. I should not be able to lift up this leg. I want to make sure I'm really pushing off that right leg. So in this video, I showed you two different exercises in order to address lateral pelvic tilt, explain why lateral pelvic tilt actually happens from a higher level versus just from a muscular standpoint, so that we can better understand from a joint perspective and from a center of mass perspective what exercises we can choose in order to address this. If you want to take this information a step further, want to understand the difference between the pelvic tilt, if you want to know why there's right pelvic tilt versus a left pelvic tilt and what to do about it, then check out my Evolve Biomechanics mentorship. We talk about compensations like this so much, and we start to look at other case studies and how we can apply it in different environments. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to like, save, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.